I've been trying to
About
tweet
boobs?
to get people to join the stream.
Honkers.
So,
Tweet to your
that's what
700
I'm
followers
up
about
to.
boobs.
Listen, it's not nearly enough. It's never enough.
Never enough, never enough.
Oh wow. Hugh Jackman. All right.
Hey, he was up here earlier. Y'all missed him.
Cutie.
All right, that's all the time I needed to get you guys squared away there. Saw a few little yellow boxes, that infamous Zoom yellow box. I like to
roll credits.
Get those lines. Yeah, roll credits. Outstanding.
Thanks for coming
We
out,
were
guys.
here and now we're gone.
All right, great episode. Good night.
Good job,
Again.
everybody.
Well done. Proud of you.
It is not funny.
Good.
Not funny at all.
Sleepy.
Are you guys ready to play
See
a
you
little
guys at the
cult?
circle jerk.
So ready.
And let's do it. He's like, hey, he doesn't usually ask this question at the beginning. Don't be afraid to say yes. It's okay.
No, I'm
We're not ready.
I'm
Ah,
concerned that
Somebody
if
hold
I
her
say yes, things that are awful
I would be.
will happen to me.
You definitely are not expecting tonight.
Oh,
That's
God.
for sure.
Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Just let it happen.
That's
Just
why.
let it happen naturally.
That's why.
Let's talk about sex.
What is happening?
Sorry.
There is no sex in the champagne room.
It is in the heart.
That's an old reference, by the way.
You said 30 seconds and we milked
Chris.
it too long. I'm sorry.
Did I get it like just in? That
Yeah,
would have been perfect.
Yeah, you got all that in.
That's what she.
In the heart of the night, above a vast swamp, the frightening black disk of an eclipsed moon reflects off any exposed surface of water and then disappears in the wake of a frog's jump. The noises of the swamp are soft, as if even the wildlife is intimidated here. In the distance, the flickering of firelight breaks through the canopy, and the sounds of an old woman humming a tune slowly and quietly drifts out into the wet, stagnant wastes. A glimpse into the clearing reveals a raised and flattened mound of earth, dry while completely surrounded by the cypress and mangroves of the swamp. In the mound's center is a large surface, an altar, a great table made of cypress root. A few feet away, a small fire with a steaming pot heats over an iron frame. A stooped creature, shrouded in a thin mound of rags, is using a stump to reach the top of the altar and is attending a woman who is restrained there with thick hempen rope attached to hand-forged iron rings. The woman has bright red hair, and her clothes have been completely removed. The victim's eyes are wide with fear. The hag hums her song. Her smell, while very similar to the natural stink of the old deep swamp, is worse. It includes a nuance of bad death. She leans over the sacrifice, still humming, and pours a thick black liquid into the woman's mouth, which is open wide as if in a scream matching the look in her eyes, but no sound is ever made. She attempts some faint struggle, but it's as if some unseen force holds her helpless to the ritual. The hag tosses her ladle back to the pot, and mumbling some words to her song, she produces a small bundle of fur from under the altar. She unties a thin leather cord and exposes a shiny, ornate knife. Bone handle inlaid with some gold and a black pearl pommel with a gold hilt. The blade is long and sharp on both edges, coming to a very fine point. The hag starts to cut out a design in the woman's skin, tracing a shallow and unending design of twists and loops, Celtic knots. It starts to take the shape of a cross, large and in blood, across her torso. When complete, she dips the tip of the blade into the black liquid pooled in the woman's mouth and lets it drip into the bloody design. She stoops and eagerly watches and follows with a pointed finger, mumbling her enchantment as the black drop chooses its path down to the carved flesh. I do not believe you can retrieve her alive, but you can still have her divinity. She has lied to them. She is being protected by the very ones she should be protecting, and they are all hindered by the illusion. You will have what you want, but not the way you want it. She is surrounded by the nightmares of others, and I am unable to see them well enough to influence them at this time. A tear rolls down the cheek of the sacrifice. Have patience. She will ask for you. Then or now. She holds up a necklace. A silver chain. At the end of it dangles a silver emblem, the very Celtic cross that's carved into the flesh, and drops it over the woman's body. Everything goes black, and we travel to Good Springs, Nevada. A much different location, hot, no wet anywhere to be found, really, the way that you guys are feeling. It's a glorified ghost town as you come driving in. If you don't stop, it's one of those you blink and you could miss it sort of places. Population 172 souls, all who earn some living somewhere between service level jobs in the hotel, casino, restaurant industry in Las Vegas to servicing its underbelly. The sun is high in the sky and it is very hot, about 102 Fahrenheit. You are all very thirsty. It was only about 10 miles to Good Springs from the detour at Jean, but driving down into this small valley pocked with more trees than people, and not many of either, really. The ride felt forever. I actually had, where's my handout? There it is. Good Springs, Nevada. Well, the only place really worth visiting in Good Springs, Nevada. The only one obvious place to stop, the Pioneer Saloon. The car clutch is on E. Seems to be guzzling gas. You thought you had plenty to get to Baker. This would have been half the trip, really, at this point. So that's slightly unusual. However, there are 2 pumps in front of the Pioneer Saloon, not represented in the picture that I just showed you.
Wait, Clutch.
Mm.
How's the petrol?
As the what?
The petrol. The fuel.
Ah,
Yes,
thank you. That is English. Thank you. It's not good.
Hey, it is English. And fuck it.
We're
Well,
gonna
we're gonna
stop
have
it, I
to-
guess.
Yeah, we'll have to stop here.
Yeah, you slam on the brakes right at the second entrance to the circle drive that would take you in front of the Pioneer Saloon and to the pumps. At the far end of that second entrance, as you are pulling in, there's a man with where did my little description go? It just appeared. Oh, no, there it is. There's a man at the far end of the second entrance to the Pioneer sitting on a plastic bucket. I probably could have said this without even finding it to read, but I have a clutch. Holding a cardboard sign. The sign reads, "The end is here," with an exclamation point. Very poorly handwritten, like with a Sharpie, you know, not a wide Sharpie, he had the small one, so he did lots of scribbles to make it wider than it's supposed to be, you know, so bold print.
Can I observe like the situation I'm in and just see if I'm feeling like this is kind of a setup or if we're safe?
Yeah. The there's still
The
some more on
12.
there's still some more on the sign though. And then I will tell you what you observe.
Okay, absolutely. Sorry to interrupt.
That's okay.
I
The
thought you were
end,
done.
no, that's all right. The end is here, and then underneath it is another line that says, "Roads out, closed by God. Welcome to hell."
Okay.
That's a
Yeah.
fun sign.
But
He
with a
does-
12, I'm
Very welcoming.
He doesn't
I'm
look
a little
very happy either, all in all. So you were just wanting to observe a situation.
Yeah, I wanted to basically get a sense of safety. Like if we were in immediate danger or if we were safe enough to get out and try
Yeah.
to get gas.
If you look in your journal where it says you are a criminal, and then below that there's a little subfolder that says with kick-ass shit, you can open that up, and then there's a subfolder that says like abilities and moves.
Yep.
And with your roll, the 12 gets you one of those questions that are in that list there, right at the top of the page.
All right. Just one?
Just one with the 12.
What is being hidden from me?
But there's no penalties to this. Morgan, you know there are doorways to places that these guys have not yet been nearby. And the important part of that phrase is doorways, plural.
Gotcha.
And you guys come steaming into this gravel lot, kicking up a little bit of dust. Everyone piles out of the car feeling as if you've been riding all day long. And really, you're not but a half hour or 45 minutes into the trip altogether. Clutch, the pumps have
Listen,
a handwritten
a car
sign.
chase is going to do a little bit more damage to you than you think it will.
That's probably true. Clutch is slightly irritated because when you get out, you see that there is a handwritten sign. You see these popping up more and more these days. It says, "Please pay first," handwritten and taped to the pump. However, as everybody else kind of scans around, there is a sign that says restrooms inside. And there's also a sign on the door that reads cold AC and even colder beer.
Liam tosses Clutch a $5 bill and beckons Monet to get out of the car with him.
She will.
Are you guys
Ben
planning
will
on
also get out of the car.
you all planning on going inside?
Yeah, man. I gotta take a leak.
Just be careful, all right?
Clutch just slaps her hand up to the sign and then looks back at you.
Boy, I don't plan on staying here very fucking long.
The
So make
Monet,
it
your
quick.
rifle's loaded, right?
Yeah, it's funny that you say that, Liam.
what?
It's as soon as those words, "we're not going to stay here very long," comes out of your mouth, a man comes out of this building, and he's coming out with another handwritten sign, actually a couple of them, so that he could post them on all four sides of his pumps. "There's no more gas today. Truck will be here first thing in the morning."
What the?
You've
Are
got to be
you
fucking
fucking kidding me?
He's giving you a great big grin, and I will say, historically, gas stations running out of gas was not an uncommon occurrence in 1972.
So where's the best place to stay? in
He
town?
smiles and laughs. "Hi, how are y'all doing? My name's Bert. Sorry, I got no gas. You're more than welcome to leave the car parked there. We've got some rooms out back. If you notice, the little motel out back. So if you need to stay, I know there's no more gas, and according to our local man of God over there, you can't get to any of the pumps in Sandy. So."
The largest fucking economy in the entire fucking world, and you can't fucking work any fucking oil.
No, yeah,
Well,
I know.
Fuck's wrong with you?
I know. Hey, well, I know the owner, wink, wink, and if you buy some beers in the saloon and fill up in the morning, first in line, right after the truck, I'll just bet he'll give you a discount on the rooms, even though it does look like I might get busy tonight. Luckily, I got 3
I
vacant
expect
rooms
you
left.
will with the fucking explosion down the fucking highway. Ay, fuck.
Clutch kind of like peeks over the side of the car. You said your name was Bart, right?
Bert Wesley.
Bert. Oh, yes, sorry. Bert. What exactly happened with that explosion? I mean, that is a big explosion.
No, what explosion?
In Gene. Just down the road.
Are you daft?
Oh, I hadn't noticed anything earlier, but that might explain some of the pickup in traffic. I think I've actually seen 4 cars today.
Well, we're in a bit of a hurry there. I don't think we can be spending the night. Are you sure you don't have any gas hidden away?
Oh, well, no, not to get you where you guys are going. And as you guys are saying that, a black sedan drives by. One of those Lincoln Continentals, very similar to the ones that have been following you. Only you usually see him from straight up front and much closer. This one's a little further out, and you get to see it from the side, just passing. In just about a second after that, another car, this beige Monte Carlo, comes screeching into the lot, just way too fast, throwing dust and gravel all over the place. And this guy gets out and slams the door of his car and yells something about the goddamn road to Sandy's fucking block 2. I'm goddamn stuck here again. And cussing about gas and cussing about the price of rooms, and goes into the Pioneer Saloon and slams the door.
Hey, he's a fucking cunt, ain't he?
I'm gonna kick his ass tonight.
So, roll fast. Just to try something, I want to try to roll Forked Tongue against Bert and see if I can get him to give us gas.
Forked Tongue on Bert.
Save it for the rooms.
If I can manipulate him, spellbind him, and make him give us any gas that they have on hand. I just want to try.
Yeah, go ahead and make a roll.
Just magically has some gas.
Oh,
You don't
Sitting
know.
around. That's a
Your
good
forked
roll.
tongue really
that's a
got
pretty
me.
good roll.
Let me go find my secret gas.
my secret gas.
Oh, I keep a barrel around the corner.
Listen, it's a middle of the road station, middle of the highway, nobody around for miles. They might, you don't know.
So with that roll, you get to choose one of those top 3 options if you pull up your advantage.
Do I want to go with trust or spellbound? What do you guys think? It doesn't matter. I'm gonna pick mine regardless.
So why did you ask?
I always want input.
I would go spellbound, but that's just me.
I mean, that was my initial. That was my initial. So that's probably
right.
like, let's-
Oh,
yeah, I'll go with spellbound.
man. Nice.
All right. Look, my friend. I understand that you're going to be on a bit of a crunch,
Oh, serious
especially
crunch.
tonight and tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I can always hope for beer sales to go up.
Hey, my son, if you could see your way to giving us anything that you have behind that counter, we'll make it worth your while.
I mean, I'm not really supposed to tell people this, but
Hey, listen, my son. You're in the middle of nowhere. I know. But they don't have to know. But they might know
well,
if we're left in the cold.
right. And listen, I can tell just by the way you look and the way you're talking that you're probably a pretty important person. And while I don't know exactly who you are, you're probably famous. But there's no TV reception out here, so I don't get to see a whole lot of people. But I respect what you're saying, so I'm just gonna lay it all out on the line for you. All right, here's all the cards in the saloon. I've got moonshine. and I can sell you some of that. Now, my caretaker who runs the rooms out back, he's got room 7, and well, I think you can get just about anything you want from him except gas. Gasoline is the one thing that you're not going to get tonight.
Why, given the situation, I understand what you're saying. So, how's about this? You load us up with some moonshine, and we'll forget any of this ever happened.
Whoa, wait, whoa.
If you guys want to get some rooms, I got 3 left, which would be perfect. You guys are a couple, right? I suppose. I don't know if you 3 want to share a room, but 2 of you could share a room, and then I've got another one. That fellow that just came in
whatever you have will
has
be
a room.
fine, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, I got rooms for you,
You really
and
wanna
if you get the room, and I'll give you a discounted rate, and then I'll throw in as much moonshine as you guys want to drink tonight, as long as you don't cause trouble.
And how's about some more to take with us? It'll be a long trip, after we fill up tomorrow.
Liam,
Do we
no.
do we want to be? Well, I guess. Never mind.
No, I'm not running. No, Liam, I am not running moonshine. Have
Monet,
you ever ran moonshine before?
Monet goes over to Clutch and just sets a hand over her mouth real quick and pats her back with her other hand, like, shh, lass, shh, just let him do what he's doing.
He's just like staring at you like, why are you touching me? But also, I'm not going to correct you, but why are you touching me?
Oh, and honey, just, hauling a couple bottles of moonshine is not running moonshine. So I wouldn't get too all bent up about it.
No, of course, he's right, darling. No.
Yeah, the worst thing that could happen would be that they would take it from you and keep it.
So, what do you say, my son?
Ben pops out of the bathroom.
He just went inside.
For the love of fuck. No, Ben. No, don't get involved.
Here we go.
So, did we get the gas or?
Hey, Benji, it doesn't seem as though we're going to be able to acquire any petrol here this evening.
Can you just say gas like a normal person, please?
Fuck you.
So then why don't we go somewhere that does have gas?
Do you see any fucking other place in this shithole fucking town, Benji?
Oi, Benji.
Do ya?
He just
Really
looks at him
saucy,
real
yes.
quick, and then he turns to Bert. Where's the nearest place I could probably find some gas?
Let me guess, Bert. 30 miles at least.
30 miles. That's ridiculous.
Well, it's funny that you should ask this. He's saying this as he's leading you guys into the Pioneer Saloon, which also is their storefront. There's a gift shop.
Wait, I don't want to go
knickknacks,
inside yet. I want to ask
and
him a question first.
the register and all that kind of stuff. Well, he's kind of just shuffling you inside. It's like 102 degrees out here, so he's kind of anxious. He's been like sticking his signs up on the gas pumps while he's been answering your questions. And now that he's down to negotiating the price of the room, he's like trying to maneuver you in. He hasn't gotten you in yet because Ben, you see something. Clutch, you still had a question before you wanted to go in?
Mm-hmm.
What was your question?
She kind of like looks back at the car as she sees everybody kind of like shuffling towards the door. And she turns back to, is it Bert or Bart? Why do I want to call him Bart? Bert. And she just asks him, Bert, is there a different place to park my car? I really kind of don't want to just leave it hanging out here. Just in case, somebody might hit it or something.
He nods.
To be fair, Clutch, my love,
He's
if
kind
it's
of
left at the pump, it will be the first one served in the morning.
Liam, I wasn't asking you. I was asking the nice man where I could move my car.
that's
And
he
what the
makes
fuck
it,
do you think everyone else coming into town is going to do?
Liam, shut up. We will talk about it later. She turns back to Bert and tries to smile, but she's a little pissed.
He makes a very good point, and he looks at Liam. It was with these big eyes and a huge smile on his face, obviously enamored by the man. But if you want, you can. And then he points off to the side of the Pioneer Saloon, and there is a gravel lot where the man in the brown car parked.
Is this road, or is this lot exposed to the road?
Yes. You could pull around behind the building if you wanted to, in front of the strip of motel rooms, or you could park
Let's do
behind
that.
the motel, I suppose.
I would like to do that, yes.
But it's a very, all they would have to do is turn the corner and then they could see you just about anywhere. So that sort of thing is, I mean, you're not going to hide it. I'll just put it to you that way.
I just want a better spot for it.
Okay, yes, you can
Not camping
find
out.
you can find a place that's comfortable for you, kind of behind the building if you want. There's a strip of 5 motel rooms that are behind the Pioneer Saloon. Just 5, very small, rundown building, kind of painted this really faded baby blue. This kind of ties into what Benjamin you see when you come out after having been in the bathroom and seeing how gifty this place is. And it is a tourist spot as a legitimate ghost town. That how all of the people of the mines that used to be around here have died and apparently haunt this town. And so there was all that kind of cool stuff. But down on the front of the building, if you're facing the building, down on the front, very bottom right-hand corner, near the wooden porch thing that's out front of this place, there is a little, like, graffitied, it looks kind of like spray paint, but they would have to be pretty good to do it this small. It's probably in a diameter, I don't know, 6-7 inches, in a circle, if you were. But it's a little, sort of this little cartoonish devil. This little red, kind of like a baby, kind of like a cross between a devil and Casper the Ghost, if you will, with a little pitchfork and a little pointy tail.
Adorable.
And this
Baby Satan.
and this great big smile on its face and its tail, and he's doing his thumb, and his eyes are all pointing around the side of the building. Where Clutch, by the way, has just taken the car back.
Well, I gotta follow that.
I would have been in the car with Clutch.
Ben moseys over so he can get a better look at the devil. And then he peeks around the corner.
For Liam, I just want to pull Monet close. We're gonna lose our spot. We're gonna be last in the fucking line tomorrow morning when all this fucking gas comes in.
I'd agree with you there.
I love the
but she has
girl.
a bit
She's
of a point. We're being
she's-
followed.
Hi, and we've already seen suspicious fucking people pull in behind us, haven't we?
Aye,
There's
every
no
American's
fucking-
suspicious, if you ask me.
Oh, you're right about that. No. But we're losing it. We're losing early time tomorrow because we'll have to wait in a fucking line.
So
I don't like it.
we'll
that
take
they're
our
not-
keys and we'll move it ourselves.
I don't like it that they're
no.
not listening. to
You
me.
hear the door slam behind you and jingle jingle as you realize you've walked in a few feet into the Pioneer there to have your little conversation. And Bert comes in and is quickly upon you to assist. Very eager to help you, Liam, and is insisting that your car is going to be fine. I'll make sure. I'll come wake her up. We'll get it first in line. Preferred customers, all of you, for sure.
Really laying it on thick there, Bert.
All right. Bert, I appreciate it. You, my friend, are a prince among men. And I'll be sure to make sure that your boss knows that.
Oh, yeah. From my joke earlier. Yeah, no, I own the place, so I'm the boss.
I see what you were trying to do. Yeah, that makes me like you even better, in all honesty.
So you'll guarantee that we'll get the first bit of petrol in the morning?
Oh, yeah. You guys are first in line. I don't get that much business, so it'll be easy to manage. Trust me.
Please, my son. You'll be getting quite a lot this evening and tomorrow. But what I appreciate is that you are letting us know that we'll be first in line. And I'll remember it.
Oh, yes, for sure. Sorry, I was just... are you famous? Are you in the movies?
No, but I should be, shouldn't I? Goodbye.
I think you'd be fantastic.
And I start to walk out.
You definitely should. Oh, well, here, have a table. I'll get you guys something to drink. There's a real saloon bar area here. And
right, yes, lovely.
So Benjamin,
and hey, me personally, I will be right back.
Okay, you'll be right back. Benjamin, you do you peek around the side to see where Clutch went? You notice there's another.
Yeah.
Go ahead. No, go.
I'll peek around the corner, Curtis. And I'll look around, probably like at the same height that the devil was, and see if there's anything on the other side.
There's not anything on the other side.
Wow.
But you do, when you peek around the corner that the devil is pointing to, you see that it looks to be there's another one down on the far corner.
Yeah, he'll mosey down.
Sweet. And I think we're going to take a quick break there because my internet I keep going red, green, and I see the lag happening. So
no.
We're going to, yeah, I know. And I noticed that there's a bunch of people watching. So I think I just lost connection now anyways. Maybe. I don't know. You guys seem to be getting me fine, but OBS is acting wonky. So we're going to reset and be right back. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. 5-10
Hail
minutes or
Satan.
so. Hail Satan.
Hail!
Hail, baby Satan. Curtis's back muscles can't take it anymore.
10
We lost
viewers?
10 viewers
No.
during that downtime.
Oh, why does the internet hate us?
Thanks for giving me something to obsess over for the rest of the night. I appreciate
No,
that.
no,
It's
no.
okay,
no,
we'll
no.
build them back up.
They'll come
It
back.
has nothing to do.
They'll come back.
Yeah.
They'll be back.
Yes, they'll be back. 'Cause we have good stuff happening. You guys were at the Good Springs, Nevada, the Pioneer Saloon.
Monet and I were inside
Yes.
getting a drink at the saloon.
Morgan and
Joel
I were putting
and Morgan
Joel.
and
Wrong.
Yeah, you were
Joel.
looking at the little devil paintings,
oh,
and you noticed
Erica will always be Joel for
on
me.
the
I'm
side
so
one
sorry.
that there is another one of these little devil paintings, except this time it's pointing its tail, and it's not pointing with its hand, but it is pointing with the pitchfork over towards the strip of hotel rooms that run along behind the Pioneer. And Clutch, you would obviously be standing there, having just gotten out of your car, parking it someplace that you felt comfortable. And there are 5 doors to this strip of hotel rooms, very small strip, 5 rooms. The first room is completely graffitied over the entire front of that section of the building. which it doesn't distinguish itself from the rest of the building. The only thing that you know is because of the number of doors that are on the front of it. There's no other visible markings to the building style. It's very, very, very plain. But it is a devil's face, not a friendly, cartoony devil. This is a much scarier, much more detailed, big graffiti devil's face. The mouth is open, and in where the mouth would be is the door. And the long hooked nose of the painted devil, right on the very tip of it, is the number 7. And you realize that above the other 4 doors along the wall is the numbers 3, 4, 5, and 6. So yeah, if you have any OCD issues to begin with, then the numbers are out of order, because 7 is first, where 1 should be, and apparently 1 and 2 are missing. So I don't know what that's all about.
She's just like standing there
Beautiful.
staring at the doors for a second, looks back over at Morgan, looks back over at the doors, and just starts shaking her head.
That's fucked up.
There is
Where the fuck are we?
there is a man slouched in a lawn chair sitting in front of the devil room. His
So
hat
do you
is a straw cowboy hat. It's tipped down over his eyes.
so do you sit here all night? 'Cause I don't think I'm comfortable with that.
I don't think we really have an option at this point. I mean, there's no gas, so we can't leave. For some
We do
reason,
need
the
a
car is
place to stay.
empty. I mean, I'm not sleeping in the car with Ben, Liam, and Monet.
Well, there are things in the car that need to be with us and not in the car.
Shit. There's also the people that are chasing us that Liam seems to have forgotten about because he's too insistent that we be first in line to get gas. Like, we can't get up early enough to be out of here.
You know, I think that Bert guy said we were going to be first no matter what, so I think we're all good.
You know what?
No, if
Liam
we-
just
we
needs to
need-
smoke a joint and get over it.
Well, I have plenty of those. So are
Same.
we gonna rent this room, or let's try to get like 5? I feel like 5 is our number.
Say 5.
I don't know. I'm just feeling it.
Morgan, from your observations and your skills and your earlier role, and what I mentioned to you about doors, that is your only concern in this place, is the doorways and really what might come out of them. Any of the scumbags that are going to be in this shithole are not, I mean, they would be a nuisance at worst to you.
Gotcha. Well, 7 is obviously something. I'm not getting good vibes. Are you getting good vibes? Because I'm not getting good vibes.
I haven't felt good about this entire trip since we started on. Well, I mean, the start was okay, but since we've been on it, no, I'm starting to get a little less okay with it.
Well, that's just because you let your anxiety get the better of you. Anyway, so are we doing 7, or are we?
Are we all sleeping together?
Are we getting more rooms? I
I
feel
mean,
like this is a
oh,
conversation we
God.
need to have with everybody.
Duke
Honestly,
mentioned
man,
that you
like-
could have all 3 of the available rooms.
which ones are the available rooms? Which 3?
The
Okay.
Yeah, the 3, 4, and 5 are available.
Okay.
cool.
Dibs on
6, the one on
4.
the opposite end, belongs to the angry man who you see has now come out and gotten into his car and pulled it up in front of his room and is still slamming doors and yelling and cussing about how the fucking crazy idiot sitting on a bucket seems to know that the goddamn highway's washed out and now I can't get the fuck out of this goddamn hellhole. And Jesus,
Is he still
fuck-
going on?
Yeah, he's livid.
I'm
To a-
saying this right now. I will kick his ass.
Here, okay, hold
All
on,
right.
because I'm thinking about something else right now. technically we should have made this trip in a day. Now we're going to be at this for more than a day, which means somebody, not me, probably not me, I hope it's not me, has to call Henry.
Oh, I mean, Henry's my pal. I can give him a ring.
That would be great.
Yeah,
I feel like it would be best coming from you.
Yeah, we're chill. It's fine.
Speaking of Henry, let's cut to Henry.
Oh, what's he doing?
Oh, Henry! Knock, knock, knock.
Henry. Let's see if my Henry music works right. When last we were with Henry, he was having a small fireside chat. It had started with the man I kept calling Rupert over and over, whose name is not Rupert, it's Griswold. I think I did it even after being corrected. Henry was warned of being watched by powerful beings. And Henry, you more or less implied your desire to be strong enough and equipped to handle what's coming and what he was warning you about. And that's when you received the book, which you get in your journal now.
New things in my journal.
Although it doesn't say much there. A brown leather binding. As you open it, Henry, you notice it's ancient-looking parchment filled with tiny script and archaic flourish, difficult to read without you really stopping and focusing your eyes, especially in this light. You look closely to try to get what some of the words are in. And the firelight flickers and you squint, and as you squint, you can read them. You find a line that makes sense. And you hear Rupert speaking. And he is speaking the very words that you are reading. The couriers you have helped me gather are a special group of individuals that are very important to our futures, Henry. They have abilities similar to yours that will make them very powerful, which will work for them well in their lines of work. I have put someone with them who can help, but he can only involve himself so much before gathering too much of his own risk. You must help them from there. Morgan will be available to assist, but I will need your judgment, Henry. Look at me. Do you look up at Rupert?
I do.
And he's looking directly at you in your eyes now. And the call from the book is not quite as strong as it was for that moment. We have a long future together, and your abilities will grow and take you to your true enlightenment many, many years from now. You and I are bound, and now is the moment of truth, Henry, when we determine if you spend your eternity wandering the realms of madness or aiding in their control. The courier's abilities now are the same 30 years from now. They are a reality because of the connection to something evil, just as you are, Henry. They awakened on their trip to Los Angeles in 1972, and the powers that control our existence are now interfering with that. The interference, however, will awaken more of the courier's divinity, I'm afraid, and perhaps that's the goal. I am still unaware of the endgame. I am only aware of this because of my deep studies that I will eventually pass all on to you. I'm not even aware yet of who or what has put them in play, but I have experienced people working on it. You are now amongst that group. It's time to move your piece forward, Henry, and show you what's at stake. Open the book and read. And when you start to read, you find a place. It's not right where you left off, but you're reading and it says, "It's your apartment, Henry. This book is on your lap with a note slightly sticking out of the cover at the top and written in your handwriting across this exposed piece of torn paper. It says, 'Read this,' in all capitals. You're holding a generous pour of scotch from the 27-year-old rare cask Macallan, priced at $300, that you received as a gift from the LA Mayor's office. And the glass is in your left hand. In your right hand, you are staring at the screen of a smartphone. There's a text from someone in your contacts named Benjamin. It reads, "Hey man, you need to come down to the studio and see this shit for real." And REAL is in all caps. And then there's exclamation point, like 3 lines of exclamation points. The note in the book is in your handwriting. It says, "Read this." Do you read it?
Is it referring to the book or is it referring to the note?
It's just a slip of paper that's stuck in the book, and just the exposed part, you just in your handwriting in all capital letters, it says, "Read this."
Yes, Henry pulls it directly out of the book.
In your handwriting, it says, "This book does not read like a normal book and is unpredictable." You put a little exclamation point after unpredictable. Know what you want to read about clearly in all capitals. Before, also in all capitals, you open the book. And then you got a little asterisk and a note, and in kind of like cursive, your sloppy handwriting. It says you can use it to see the true form or creature of the creature or location. See a vision of what threatens you, and in parentheses you have written, "Not pleasant." Get yourself out of a bind, and then in parentheses and in all caps, and you've got it underlined like 2 times, "Be very careful." And then following that, it says, "Call on Stillwater for a favor." And then you have that scratched out, and next to that are 4 hash marks. You feel as if you have just used the book to get out of a bind, or did you ask for a favor? The cell phone rings. The screen reads, "Stillwater."
Why, yes, Mr. Stillwater, how can I help you?
Okay, your voice changer just went off for that one. But that was cute.
What is Daft Punk here?
I wanted it to be
Yes!
a song.
Daft Punk the shit out of this. That's what it needs to be, obviously.
Why did it do that one?
I don't know. It was like Cyber
It was
2.
beautiful.
So
No, it was
hilarious.
beautiful.
Cyber Kitty.
Why, yes, Mr. Stillwater. What can I do for you?
Good. You're on time. My name is Tom, and you can contact me at this number with questions regarding what the collective has learned on concerning investigations. The people, I believe Mr. Stillwater called the couriers, were detoured, apparently, and are, or have now arrived in Good Springs, Nevada, apparently to be destroyed or taken. It's not quite clear, that end. Nevertheless, Mr. Sasso has been able to get placement with them to guide and protect, but he is unaware of their depth in the illusion, and this interference will probably be alarming. You must go to them here in Los Angeles and now, if that should make sense to you, which will, of course, risk their sanity in the here and the now, and explain what is happening to them on their trip.
This sounds agreeable.
Very good. Do you have any questions?
Tell me, Tom. This fourth mark. When was the last time I contacted Mr. Stillwater, according to your records?
I believe the most understandable term would be, you just did. Recently, like a few
How
moments
very
ago.
interesting. Tom, how do I come to find myself in this place? Am I still sleeping?
Not entirely, Mr. Green. At this level, some things get a little fuzzy. It would really be too difficult to explain, but no, you're not sleeping. You are actually 30 years older. However, because of your involvement in the dream realms, aging has been very kind to you, as it will have all of your past acquaintances. But you are 30 years older. It's 2002. But I see that you have a very luxurious apartment, and I believe that your firm has offices still in both Las Vegas and Los Angeles. And I believe, if I remember correctly, you were planning on opening one in London. But of course, that's just your business, and it has been well.
Well, that's beyond my wildest dreams. It seems as if my freedom is still intact some 30-odd years later.
As much as any one of us could say.
You say that I should be in contact with Morgan. What of Benjamin? He had been my plan.
Benjamin is intertwined. It may be difficult to rely on him as a direct link of communication, and because other parties are now involved, it was necessary to get somebody with some frontline skills, as it were, to accompany them.
Who are these other parties, and what hindrances might they bring about?
Well, the other parties we are unclear of. That's what we're working on. More information will be forthcoming to you as we get it. And of course, feel free to call if you're ever feeling insecure. And Morgan is our field agent on the ground, as they say. And so we will, of course, be monitoring that situation with him. Then, I wouldn't bother him now. He's had to deal with his own issues over the 30 years.
Tom, despite the 3 decades that have passed since, I am unclear in how to communicate across time. I mean, I'm happy to use this phone. I do understand that. And he pauses, and you can hear him. Forgive me. I'm a bit caught off guard, which is not something that I am quite familiar with.
Of course, Mr. Green. Mr. Stillwater is a little bit vague sometimes when he talks about his blessings unto his followers, but you were blessed as a dreamer. One of the reasons he sought you out. It is a natural ability that you have. And basically, all you need to do is concentrate on who it is that you would like to contact. And you can contact them if everything goes correctly.
It does not require the assistance of the book.
Not
It's
for
just
that.
something I am capable of. Interesting. Tom, you have been a wealth of information. I will commend you. You seem very good at your job.
I have been helping people for a long time, Mr. Green.
Well, I thank you. Is there any particular message that Mr. Stillwater wants me to relay to Morgan? Then, not now.
No, the important part of your mission now was to gather the O'Malleys, Clutch, and Benjamin, and inform them that their lives could be turned upside down.
Consider it done.
They have the abilities to deal with it, but they kind of need the information. You can do that?
Yes. The law firm of Green, Diskowitz, and Green. Truth is a weapon.
Indeed,
It seems I must provide them with some truth.
You make a very great point, Mr. Green. Very well said. Remember, this number contacts me. My name is Tom. It will not reach Rupert. Rupert will contact you. Unless, of course, you use the book. However,
well, if that is the nature of the agreement, then that is the nature of the agreement.
You also have your other abilities available to you. Your Dreamer ability, Advantage, is on that list. And if there are no other questions, I will bid you a good evening.
Good evening. And he hangs up the phone.
Ben.
Yee.
You live in a massive warehouse studio.
Yeah.
In the LA Art District. You have an attached luxury apartment and attached gallery, which is run by your long-term girlfriend, Tiffany, reader. All of your art interests are represented in this massive warehouse. Paint, clay, metal, music. You have a huge computer workstation with multiple CPUs and monitors with musical instrumentations, as well as boards for digital art. Everything you can imagine or have ever even thought you wanted to mess around with, even if it was just for a day, is here. It is an example of the success you have become. And Tiffany, your also manager, has guided you all along the way. She also uses you, Henry, in a professional capacity as well. She comes in. You are staring at a series of paintings that you must have done last night, but you don't quite remember. You were partying pretty hard last night. You guys had another big sale, one of your big pieces. You know, you cleared like $250,000 last night at the gallery. So you were having a good time, but they show Monet in front of the Pioneer Saloon. There's even a little devil on the corner of the building. You haven't painted Monet in years, but that's definitely her. She's giving you this kind of smirky pose. Swarmy would probably be a word that she would use. And she's holding a smoking pistol at her side. Tiffany speaks. You look deep in thought. Is that me?
What time is it? When is this? Meta.
It's actually late. You're a reverse. Your waking hours are during the nighttime. You are.
No, I think she's talking about what year is it?
Yeah, what year is it?
Oh, it's 2002. It's 30 years after you made the trip from Vegas to LA.
Well, fuck. Okay. All right. Okay.
You did party hard last night.
Did, I guess, man. And he like looks at the painting. And he like looks back at Tiffany. It could be you, but no, it can't be. I think I painted this woman before.
You mean it's not me? It looks just like me.
But it doesn't. It's all wrong. It's not. It's. And he looks at it some more.
You have a real funny way of making a girl feel good. It looks just fucking like me, and you're going to stand there and tell me it's not me, and then actually defend the point that it's not me, and act like you don't want to fucking fight or something tonight?
Okay, whoa. Like I'm not trying to fight you. I'm not. Easy.
Here's your phone. Henry apparently called.
Thanks. What were you doing with my phone?
Really?
Yeah, really?
I was answering it, asshole. Do you want it, or do you want me to like do something crazy like stick it in the garbage disposal or something like some mad psycho bitch would do?
No, just give me the fucking phone.
Jesus.
What's up your ass tonight? He grabs it. Is Henry still on the line? Or did I miss the call? Hello?
We're gonna cut there. You say hello, and we're gonna cut to Liam and Monet. Also, 30 years from the Pioneer Saloon. and you have become exactly what you had always hoped to become, and have been able to shed all of the issues that had haunted your earlier times. You guys can sit around your wealth and the powers that you have amassed and joke and laugh about when you were getting started and moved across the country, how much a pain in the ass it was. Even that time that you hauled those drugs from Vegas to LA, how it all kicked off. A rather uneventful trip. But now you have used everything that you knew how to do to accomplish your goals, many rich people to dupe. You have an army of yes men in Los Angeles, modern times, a cell phone rings, it's Monet's, and you read the screen and it says, Daddy.
Have I heard from him at all these past 30 years?
No. When everything started working out great for you, when you moved to Los Angeles, you had to shed him a few times and thought you had made your point, or else maybe he gave up or perhaps died because you hadn't heard from him in 28 years.
Okay.
Or from any of his minions.
I'm just lounging on a chaise lounge chair in a big robe with a glass of wine in my hand, and I glance at my phone and blink a few times at it.
Hi,
Oh.
darling. What's up?
I think we need to get new phones.
What?
And she lifts her wine glass and her phone up to show him, a little bit tipsy.
Who the fuck do you have saved in your phone as Daddy? My love.
Well, you certainly
my
have
God.
you saved as my phone as
Listen,
Daddy, but I don't recognize
listen.
this number.
No, listen. You know I'm your daddy. I don't mind you have another. It doesn't matter.
He giggles and just declines the call and gets up and steps over to him. Oi, nothing matters now. That's why we have all this.
Phew. You're right about that, my love.
Liam, when you look up at her, and everything has been absolutely perfect. You are a lord of Los Angeles in some respects. In your own circles, have really fulfilled your fixer destination. You see the silver necklace and pendant dangling from your wife's neck.
Did it never actually reappear in my memory?
No. As a matter of
Seriously,
fact, I need you to roll to keep it together, because the last time you saw it, it was being
30 years prior.
and being grasped by the hand of a hag in the middle of, you thought, a nightmare.
Oh, no, why would you do? Okay, which keep it together, you say?
Yeah.
There it is.
seriously though, did you dial me with yours?
Not bad. Could be worse, but not bad.
Oh, just one.
It's better than a 9.
Yeah,
It
14's
is
not too
in
bad.
fact better than a 9.
I find out what I need now is a shortcut list to these. I figured out how to shortcut list. Never mind. I'm doing direct.
I mean,
talk.
they're.
Slap my hand.
I thought they were on. I mean, they're on all of our pages.
It's well, I took them off because that was becoming too much for me. I'm trying to simplify my work here.
Sure.
Anyways, so with a 14, it is good. You're doing all right, but you get to choose a disposition. You get your choice of how this makes you feel: sad, angry, scared, guilt-ridden, etc., from your list.
Shoot. I I wish I could remember the full list, but oh, doggone it.
Well, there's angry, sad,
that was
scared, or guilt-ridden.
That was a willpower.
Those
keep
are
it
the ones where you
together.
lose a stability. The others are obsessed
Okay,
or
yeah,
distracted.
no. So what I did was I went in and pulled up, because you do still have, thankfully, thanks to Roll20,
Yeah.
in our game, all of the amazing things that we have actually as players available to us. So, angry, sad, scared, guilt-ridden, obsessed, distracted, or haunted. I'm honestly gonna go with haunted, because that seems like it might be that much more appropriate to everything that may or may not be going on.
The look in your husband's face changes just a little bit, Monet.
I'm sure it wasn't him. It was probably a weird number or something. We haven't heard from him in 28
no.
years.
Darling,
Aye.
your necklace. It's home. Look down. Look down.
What are you?
Look down.
And she does. She looks down. Do
You
I see it?
Yeah, it's there.
How many fucking years ago did that disappear?
It feels oddly cold.
She looks absolutely baffled and at a loss for words, and reaches around to unclasp it and take it off and get a closer look.
Do you remember how much that used to mean to you?
I looked for it for months.
We thought it was Benji at that time. For the love of God. Given
I was
all we
pretty
know
sure
now.
it was Benji. I just let him get off the hook, but I don't remember putting this on.
You didn't? It hasn't been here.
How long have I been drinking wine?
Certainly not 35 fucking years.
It's been a couple hours. I don't understand.
That necklace. Neither of us have seen it in 3 decades, my love.
I'm well aware of that. I don't know if I should be happy or a little bit intimidated. I don't know why I'd be intimidated. It's a necklace. It's my mom's necklace. I'm
just,
happy.
For the moment, be glad you found it, but... Oh, yeah. Something's happening.
Something is happening. And that's a good place to where we cut to Clutch and Morgan. And you guys, at this particular time, unawares to you, are in the scene together. Clutch, you handle logistics and transportation for Liam's enterprises. You are kind of always been a shirt sleeves, like to get down and dirty, you know, spend your cathartic time elbows deep in an engine, if you could, every chance you got. So you manage the massive garage and the fleet vehicles, as well as the private hangar and 2 planes. They have a jet and a twin propeller plane as well. Also, as a longtime close friend of the O'Malleys, you still drive and help with security during large, important public functions. Morgan stayed close in Los Angeles after you guys all stayed there as well, and he's kind of like you, a bit of a drifter type. You always knew that he had some dark days regarding his experience in the war. You don't know all of the details. Morgan, you are still hired and basically on the same mission that you have always been in. However, the communication with that dropped off years ago, and the inactivity, and because of some things that happened to you and dreams that you started to have shortly after moving to LA, you sensed a real need to stay and keep an eye on Clutch. However, your nightmares began to haunt you more and more and more during your alone time. So you two have remained pretty close. She checks on you like she would an uncle, especially when she's having bad days.
Mm-hmm.
And on this particular day, it is sort of a bad day for both of you. You both woke up with kind of a dark cloud, and it's been that way all day long, and now it's kind of night. And for some reason, Clutch, your car ended up in front of Morgan's home there in the LA area. I won't pinpoint it at the moment.
So she gets out of her car, takes a deep breath, and goes up to the door. It's been a long day. She's tired, but she's tried everything she can to keep moving forward. I mean, she's got grease on her still. She just ended up right in front of his house. So she goes up to the door and she knocks on it.
Morgan opens the door with Marlboro red sticking out of his mouth. What's up, Clutch?
Oh, God, you're still smoking those things.
Always. These things got me through Nam, man.
Just checking in with you, seeing how things were going.
Okay, trying to stay calm, focus on the present.
She has a 6-pack of of Coors Light in her hand.
Morgan's favorite.
Brought some beer over. Didn't know if you felt like.
That sounds fan-fucking-tastic. You want me to roll a joint and we'll watch Jeopardy?
Or
All right.
she follows you into the house.
So how you been lately?
Well, I mean, things are okay. I can't complain too much, just I guess I just woke up on the wrong side of the bed today or something. Just not having a good day. She cracks open a beer and hands you one.
He cracks it open. Yeah, I woke up on the floor this morning, so if that tells you anything about my day.
You woke up on the floor?
Mm-hmm. I dreamt I was falling. But the thing is, I actually was.
Oof.
Morgan, I need you to go ahead and make me a roll +0 for your drug addict disadvantage, please.
13.
Continue with your conversation. I will take my hold here.
Oh, shit. I mean, did you bust a hip or anything? I mean, are you okay?
No, I'm fine. It's just, bloody nose, nothing too bad. Hit my head pretty hard.
Have you ever thought about, thought about possibly going into like assisted living or anything like that?
Clutch, I'm 55.
I just worry is all. You've seen a lot, you've done a lot. You get kind of old.
If anything, I need to shrink, not someone to wipe my ass.
God, I think we could all use shrink after the shit we got ourselves into.
Yeah. You're telling me.
Morgan, in this moment, when you start to think about this, you typically handle these moments very well, where you can skirt the edge of conversations about things that you don't like to have conversations about. But for some reason, we'll call it a slip of the tongue, has caused you to have a bit of a flashback
Bring it.
to your time as it was a prisoner of war, I believe, correct?
Yes.
And so, yeah, my hold is you have this terrible experience and now you have to tell Clutch all about it. Clutch, you see Morgan just sort of kind of get a face that you've not seen him get. He's not shown you this much exposure at this particular moment.
So the first thing you notice that kind of like sets you off thinking that something's up is Morgan finishes the rest of his cigarette and like a puff. He just takes one deep drag and then just kind of starts shaking and puts it out.
Whoa, Morgan, are you okay?
Not really.
What's going on?
You know how things kind of jump in your brain? I kind of had something not so nice jump in mine.
Okay, I'm listening.
He lights up another cigarette and finishes rolling the joint, hands it to Clutch to light. Well, the image of the commanding officer that held me captive, just kind of, his face just kind of jumped in front of mine like a ghost.
She quickly lights the joint and hands it back to you. I mean, you mean like from like Nam? Like Vietnam?
Something like that.
That's not a whole lot to go on, Morgan.
You know us vets, it's hard to talk. I'll try a little bit better, because that's what my ex told me. Talking makes things better. I don't know if I believe it. You know why I got my Purple Heart from the war, right?
No, you never told me the full story.
Really? I must have told your brother then. So my squad, we were on a specific mission to take control of a small fishing village that had a lot of potential Charlies, and our task was to basically burn it to the ground.
Fuck.
But we never got there. Our convoy got stopped halfway in the jungle when there was a very large explosion in the middle of like the one trail that we could get our jeeps through. So we decided to jump out, get our gear on, and head out on foot to this village, and we'd find resources to, you know, get our shit across the big ass fucking crater.
Yeah.
But we never made it. My squad, we got separated into 3 different groups. Well, I think I was in a group of 4, and we got ambushed out of nowhere, and they killed the 3 with me, and then took me for some reason to a cell, a wooden fucking bamboo cell, where I spent the next 3 years as a fucking prisoner of war, is what the president shook my hand for. So
Jesus Christ, Morgan. God, and I thought my life was kind of fucked up.
yeah, I try to hold it together.
In all these years, you never went to talk to anybody about it or sort through it?
I mean, I always kind of just pretended it didn't happen. I'd escape in my dreams, and then I'd wake up the next morning, the captain pulling me out of the bamboo cage and putting a revolver in my hand, and then a group of 6 of them exchanging money, betting on if I blew my head off today.
Jesus.
And he finishes the
Christ.
cigarette he had just lit in 2 puffs, puts it out.
That's
And
a
then-
really good place to fade out, too, with that particular story. Because there's still one last thing that I want to get in tonight before it's all over with. And that's Henry's call, because I'm not sure if I get Henry back next week. And so I'm curious. This is for my own amusement. I thought just leaving you guys in 2002 would be cliffhanger enough. But Henry, you've received the information. You have all of these people in your contact list. You have a network of people available to you. You are aware of all of your skills. I'm curious about how you're going to reach out to these people so that you can gather them and break the news, or are you just going to tell them all one by one on the phone, or are you going to get them all together in a group call and have them meet somewhere, or how are you going to tell them this without them all A, not believing you, and then B, not losing their mind when they realize the depth of the concept?
Am I telling them from 2002 into 1972? Is that what I am doing?
No, your mission is to tell the 2002 people who thought that their trip from Vegas to LA was uneventful, that now things are going to start to change. They haven't felt the ripple because we haven't got there yet.
Gotcha.
But a ripple is coming.
Benjamin gets handed the phone from Tiffany. So, Ben, what is it that I need to see at the warehouse? What is so important?
It's this painting, man. I haven't seen this woman in years, and Monet is in the painting.
And what's this painting of?
It's just her standing there with a gun, and it looks like the motel maybe that we stayed. I don't I don't know, man.
Hold on. The motel that you what?
Got
The
me.
whole painting. I need you to describe the whole thing for me. You know as well as I do that your paintings have always opened things up.
Yeah, remember when we went on the drug run, and I stayed at that motel, or that's by that saloon,
Benjamin,
and there was the devil.
I need you to make me a keep it together roll.
Well, hot shit. Here we go.
And while you're doing that, I'll explain to you why.
I'm cool as a cucumber.
Cool as a cucumber. What did you roll? I can't see the
An
thing
18.
for some reason. Oh, beautiful. You do keep it together, but you suddenly realize, wait a minute, this is not right. I kind of have a memory of going to this place, but I don't remember what happened there. But no, we didn't stop at any place. We drove. We were there in 5 hours. Maybe somebody got car sick along the way. I don't remember. There was an extra pee break. It was fucking 30 years ago. It was no big deal. But now your memory is, we stopped at this place.
Benjamin, I need you to be frank with me.
So you don't know.
Are you sober? And I don't mean in the general sense as in you attend meetings and that your life is free of alcohol and drugs. I mean, at this moment, are you sober?
Curtis, am I sober? Do I have to roll for that?
You partied hard last night, right?
You've just kind of gotten up and started your day.
Okay.
You had the wake and bake planned, but you hadn't gotten there yet because you were completely intercepted by the painting that you now saw.
Cool. Okay.
And were mesmerized. Excuse me.
I mean, I got a joint in my hand, but I haven't lit it yet.
Well, please pause on that action momentarily while I speak.
Okay. What's up, man?
I've received a message from myself. And I need to relay to you and the rest from all those years ago. Everything is about to change. I cannot tell you how, I cannot tell you when. But something, a pebble, has dropped some 30-odd years ago. And that ripple will be felt all the way out until today and tomorrow and beyond. So what you know now may not be what you knew yesterday, and it certainly won't be what you know tomorrow.
Man, are you sober? What are you?
100% clear as ice. Now, I want you to continue to go about your day, but know that it will not be the same tomorrow. Dive into that painting, young man. Dive into that painting.
You don't think it's just a coincidence? You don't think?
Benjamin, you and I both know that there are things greater than both of us pulling strings that we cannot see.
Well,
I have been privy to one of those strings. dive into that painting. And the phone hangs up.
Fuck. And he like throws his phone down on the couch. He like runs a hand through his still very long hair. Lights a joint. Walks back over to the painting. And just stares at it. Stares at Monet. Stares into her eyes.
Ben's final thoughts for this evening are, damn, she was something, wasn't she? Henry, who do you call next? You really only have two calls to make.
I dial Mr. O'Malley.
Or two more, anyways. You two are still in the same place you were, what'd you say, out by the pool? That you guys were lounging? When...
I think we were just lounging in our very rich living room. I was on a Chase lounge.
Yeah, you guys live up in the hills with actors and movie producers and music moguls and stuff as neighbors, although you can't even see your neighbors. So that's...
Yeah, I've done a little bit of light modeling.
How nice it is. Oh, that's... Yeah, you could pull it off.
Her MySpace page has hella fans.
For sure.
Yeah.
Your phone rings just almost... You know, it's like a few minutes after you guys have your conversation and you're like just about to wash it out of your head.
Yeah, Monet definitely jumps because of that daddy incident earlier. Oh, don't answer it.
I venture over, and of course we have early ass caller ID.
Yes. They had smartphones.
Does it actually? No, this was
Does it
2002.
Say
2002 was the earliest of early caller ID.
They had Blackberries and stuff. It's all right. I'm going to be a little lenient on that particular detail because reality is...
Anyway, I'm assuming it says Henry D. Green or some... Yeah. Oh, for the love of fuck. He's the fucking liar. Darling, it's the fucking liar.
Ask him if he just tried to call me. I don't know why he'd be daddy, but...
I pick up the phone. Henry, is that you?
Mr. O'Malley.
Why the fuck are you calling me?
Mr. O'Malley, I know that you are long-winded, so if you will do me the favor and not speak, I have something very important to tell you. It is more important than anything else you may have ever heard in your entire life. So stop speaking.
Go right ahead, sir.
Do you remember when I first hired you back in Las Vegas?
Oi, that was a fucking nightmare, wasn't it?
Correct. It was. Your lovely wife had just murdered some person in the parking lot.
Have murdered unfair number of people.
Right,
Move on.
Stop speaking. We drug that body in. You were apt to take my money, but you were not happy about the trip. But the trip was made. The trip was made. The drugs were delivered. The task was complete. Now, all of those things set into motion. Basically, where it is that we all stand today.
I'm all right with that. Where are you?
Well, I was all right with it until about 2 hours ago.
What do you mean by that?
Something has changed.
I don't like the sound of that.
Something drastic has changed. I do not know that we can affect it in any way, but be prepared. there's a ripple, as odd as it sounds, through time. And your easy trip from Las Vegas to Los Angeles in that summer of 1972 has become more difficult. And that difficulty stands to alter everything that we know. Again, I do not know exactly how I can affect it or how you can affect it from here. But know this, I will try. I don't like giving up freedom. I certainly don't like giving up power.
And I have entirely too many questions that I'm sure you cannot apparently fucking answer at this moment. I'm sure.
Not at this moment, I cannot, Mr. O'Malley, but I assure you, I will delve into it. There's a reason that you have retained me over all these years.
So, what you're saying is that something that we've done 30 years ago is threatening what we have today.
It's my understanding that you have not done it yet some 30 years ago, but something is altering what happened that 30 years ago. So beware.
Well, that's a fucking mind fuck, isn't it?
I've seen all of the strange things that I thought that I could see. But this is definitely off-putting. I don't get nervous very often, Mr. O'Malley, but I am quite nervous.
Well, I've been entirely too comfortable how I was, so I can't say that I'm not surprised that something like this has come into play.
What's coming into play exactly?
Nothing, my darling. I'll tell you when I get off this fucking awful call.
All right.
Well, feel free to get off this awful call, because I have one more phone call that I must make immediately. Enjoy the rest of this day, because tomorrow may not be the same. Tell your wife that I enjoy her playlist on MySpace. Click. And he picks up the phone and he dials Clutch.
You're sitting at Morgan's. He's just finished telling you his story, and you've kind of just both sat there and smoked a few silent 10, 15 minutes away. Just, observing and accepting the depth of life, as it were, in these moments, and your own dark times, and your cell phone rings, Clutch.
She pats her pocket for it, looks back at Morgan. It's probably Liam wanting to know if his freaking BMW is done. I sat and worked on it for hours on end. I can't believe, and she's going on this little rant as she's reaching into her pocket to grab it.
Go ahead. Answer
And
it.
she doesn't even look at it, doesn't look at the caller ID, just answers it. Liam, I know that you wanted it done. Don't worry, I got it done.
Clutch, forgive me, this is not Mr. O'Malley. This is Henry D. Green. Listen, I know that we agreed that I would only call you on business matters only. I know that that was our agreement some years ago, but please, are you sitting down? Because I have something deeply personal that I need to speak to you about.
Oh God, are you about to have a heart-to-heart with me? Because I don't know if I can handle that today.
No.
All right, what's going on?
When I hired you in 1972 to run a case of dip from Las Vegas to Los Angeles, do you remember that day?
Yeah. And?
I've come to know that that day has changed. That trip that you made that was so quick and so simple, and all that money that you made that Also the relationships that sparked from that have put you in the position that you are in today with the O'Malleys, the ease with which your brothers were moved from their positions in prison, all of those things are about to change.
She starts
I know
laughing and she looks at Morgan.
It sounds as if I am hysterical. I understand that. But you also know that I know things outside of what we deal with here in Los Angeles. And I'm telling you, I have been privy to information that, frankly, it has shaken me to my core.
Okay, hold on just a second so we can process this. You're telling me that something that happened 30 years ago is about to magically change to then do
Not
what?
about to, has.
Okay, what? Is suddenly somebody
It's going to alter everything about the last 30 years. What we know today will not be what we know tomorrow. Something has grabbed hold of the timeline, if you will.
God, is this Back to Future all of a sudden?
Be wary.
So what are we supposed to do about it?
If I had that answer, I would give it to you. As soon as I know more, I assure you, I will provide that information. Do you know how I might get a hold of Mr. Sasso? He has been off my radar some 18 years.
I'll talk to him. Don't worry about it.
Please intimate the depth and and you hear him catch his breath.
You still there? Is she like...
I'm here. I apologize. I'm frightened.
Okay. I will let Morgan know, and I guess just let me know what you need.
I shall. Thank you, Clutch. I appreciate your time.
Yeah. And then she just hangs up and turns and looks at Morgan she's got this...
Who the fuck was that?
Yeah, you see a confused look on her face. You see a half worried look on her face. She's contemplating calling Liam and Monet. So she holds her phone in her hand and just kind of bounces it on her leg for a second. That was Henry D. Green.
What did he want?
I mean, I want to say that he's just had a bad batch of cocaine or some shit, but...
What did he want, Clutch?
He said... Do you remember that trip we took back in... God, 72? To Los Angeles, running that dip?
Yeah, something's fuzzy about it, though.
Anyways, he said that... God, I don't even know how to explain this. He said that something is going to change that's going to affect everything that's happened in the last 30... Or it is... Sorry, he was very adamant about is affecting everything that's happening now and for the past 30 years. And
well, that's not fucking good.
He's really freaked out, man.
Curtis.
Yeah.
At this point, would Morgan be having a flashback similar to Vietnam of like the explosion that made them go off on foot and like also the crater in Gene?
That's a really good question that we will explore next week.
Before we end,
Yes.
Henry Clutch hangs up the phone. Henry puts the phone down and opens the book.
Ooh, you gonna tell me what you want, or you saving
No,
that?
we can explore that next time.
Excellent.
Oh, yes.
I
Oh,
love
yes,
it.
that's how I want it.
Ah,
I love it.
that makes me mad.
That's even better. All right, excellent, good. I wanted to get through that little hiccup in our story for you guys tonight. So thank you, players. I hope you had fun. And it was a bit scattered, the scenes, anyways. Perhaps. As we go around the table, give us a rundown of the session by just tell us one of the questions for XP. I won't make you do all three tonight. And who knows if my internet's going to continue to hold up. Luckily, the Band-Aids have been fairly working. Discovered anything new about the truth? Have you learned anything new about your characters? And you can answer these as yourselves, of course. And then don't forget to tell the audience about yourselves, what wonderful things you've got going on, and where they can follow all of those fabulous talents at. And let's start with our returning guest star, Morgan Sasso,
Yay!
Austin Van Bees.
Hi. My name is Austin Van Beesler. You can find me on the social medias at Austin Van B1 on Twitter, and then I think it's just Austin Van B on Instagram. You know what I'm doing? I'm just chilling out in Colorado, hiding from the COVID. Not much I can do currently. But what I can do, I am. I'm doing some
Nice.
writing. So.
Did you learn anything new about the truth or your character tonight?
I mean, nothing that's convincing because I didn't really think about the questions before right now. So
Slacker.
yeah. Well, I couldn't find the questions. Where are they at on Roll20?
Well, they're on page 2 of your
Okay.
character sheet. That's
We'll
all right.
direct you to that later.
We forgive Austin a little bit. He's still a little. He doesn't remember the character sheets too much.
Honestly, he missed 18 episodes or more of our first season.
And when
so.
we were playing Cult with him the first time, we were all screwing up character sheets still. So
Yep.
We will forgive you and continue to love you just as much as we do. So
well, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Yes, and have fun
Love
hiding
you.
out from COVID. Speaking of hiding out from COVID, apparently she no longer has to do that. And that's
Oh, Jesus.
Krista, otherwise known as Benjamin, the artist.
Hello, I am Benjamin/Krista. Yeah, no, I don't hide from the COVID anymore. I'm going out into the world. My little diabetic body is ready to withstand the Rona. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah. As for questions, I feel like, have I learned anything new about my character? Absolutely. He's still with Tiffany in 2002.
Beautiful. That's totally acceptable.
Thank you.
That's totally acceptable. Yeah, I thought you might raise
Not
an
very
eyebrow
happy
at that.
about it.
Yeah. What?
Tiffany's been very good for Benjamin.
I know. After I kicked her out of my house and everything, she came right on back.
Yeah,
Kicked puppies.
On again, off again. It happens all the time.
Believe me, I know that. I got that feel.
Oof.
Oof.
So awesome. Did you tell everybody where they could see you do your wonderful stuff? You still face painting on Facebook?
Yeah, I am.
I'm telling you, I'm available. You have your people, call my people, and we will produce a show, and you can do it while Jaylee sits and sips coffee and points and laughs. I think it would be fun.
That sounds like something she would do, actually. So.
Like I said,
it sounds like a general friendship thing.
Yeah.
Jaylee trying to recreate the amazing things that Krista does on her face sounds to me, and
Disastrous and
I
Homer.
think to many of our fans,
Yeah.
like an amazing show that would garner all
Because
of
Chris's
the
face painting
followers.
is so good and well practiced and artsy
true.
and meticulous.
TTRP
And I'll be
sleeper
like,
hit of the year.
Mhm.
For sure.
Mhm.
Well,
Yeah.
you just let me know when you're ready, and
I'm so
we'll
ready.
do that.
Let's do it.
All right, so then let's go next door to Urka, my right hand in the Discord. You are my right hand, and Izzy is my right mouth in Discord. So
Join our Discord. Join it today. You get to talk to all of us lovely people, see all of our stuff. He's already going nuts in the chat. My God.
yeah,
Hi, I'm Erica. You can find me on most social medias at Erica in More 97. Yeah, I really don't got nothing new besides that.
Erica
But
didn't learn anything new today.
I did. You know what? I feel like Clutch really grew some balls by arguing about where the car was gonna be parked and then deciding to shit talk the same way that Liam did about her to Morgan.
You're
And we're
absolutely
gonna have words about that.
Oh, we gonna have a
we're
little,
gonna have
snippy
words.
blowout. And
that
they're
was
gonna be
good. That was a good
bloodshed.
little moment.
You were absolutely right, and I'm proud of you, Clutch, for you making that decision. It's very good. You had a Joel moment. I liked it.
Yeah. My Joel came shining through today to teach Clutch to grow some balls and say, "Know what, motherfucker? It's my car. I'm gonna park it where I want."
Exactly. Where can all of your adoring fans find you besides Discord? Obviously, did you tell everybody that?
Yeah, you can find me on the Twitters and the Instagrams and most social medias at Erica in More 97. In case you missed it the first time, you can follow me. I only have 107 followers on Twitter, and about 2 people like my posts.
That's like way
follow.
more than most people have, though. So,
Yeah.
like, you
I
good.
know, it's because Chris's shout outs, it makes me feel special.
You do good. We're growing slowly but surely. And that will just go straight up. And because I know that Jaylee learned something new about the truth or the characters tonight, even though she didn't get a whole lot of speaking time, she was paying attention to what was going on. I know you learned something. Am I right?
I feel like you might need to
It's all right. I'll just keep going around the board.
elucidate in how that happened.
Well, I learned that Liam and Monet stay strong. That's
There you
pretty
go.
good. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, that's
The
something.
power of love and crime.
That counts. Tim even called it out in chat. He called bullshit on the 30 years. But
Yeah.
No, they're super strong.
You've had the luck of the Irish with you.
Yeah, I
Ben will get
feel
her.
like I didn't really do a lot this episode. So I don't think that I really challenged myself. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank there. I want to say discover something new about the truth, like discovering the necklace, but I don't know if that really cuts the cake.
No, it counts.
Okay.
Well, all right. So I won't put you on the spot with what you learned about this, but when you are about to tell everybody where they can find you, tell them the wonderful thing that you are doing with this. Just you can be real quick about it, because I want to ramble on for hours and hours and hours about your wonderful, cool new podcast that's coming hopefully this summer that I just can't wait to listen to. Like now.
Yes, hello. I am a brand new dungeon master trying my darndest. I've taken on a Dungeon World podcast actual play. You can follow us on our very underdeveloped Twitter, 4 PCs and a podcast. I need to work on that. I have so many things I need to work on. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and the Discord, which you should totally join at Jahoy_matey. And if you would like to be a NPC in the upcoming Dungeon World podcast that I will eventually get to editing, go ahead and join our Patreon. Any dollar amount is wonderful and helps us out immensely, and I will try to make you a cool character. Thank you. That's my spiel. Curtis. Here we go.
Great. You got that down. I loved it.
Yeah.
So
Practice.
that saved all of the time. So we got to get through Stone Cipher here, and then we can do Duke. So everybody hold on. And now, Chris.
Okay. Go follow me on most Twitter, Instagram,
Social medias.
See,
yeah, most
already
social
off the
medias,
rails.
not Instagram. Not Instagram. You can't find me on Instagram. But
Get on
you can find me.
Instagram, Chris.
No, I refuse. That is Mew Jackman's territory, all on his own. You can find him at the Greatest Meowman. You can find me at Chris Stone Cipher. No double S in the middle. Just one S. It's my name in general for the most part on most social medias that I have here on Twitch, on Twitter, on Facebook, on just if you were to search Chris Stone Cipher, just one S in the middle, Chris Stone Cipher, all one word, you're probably gonna find me just across the board. So search that, and that's what you get.
All right.
Please say
as
Chris
for
Stone Cipher one more time, please.
I will. So you can find me again at Chris Stone Cipher.
He's our social media superstar. And let me rephrase the question for you tonight, Chris. Let's just see if this helps you get it. Did Chris learn anything new about any of the characters?
Yes.
Tonight.
Not so much about the truth. As far as the characters, he learned that he's a little short-tempered as far as people not listening to his instruction. And he, I think, at least, challenged himself in trying to convince that Bart, right? Bert.
It's Bert. I thought it was Bart.
To give us gas so that we could just get the fuck on.
It's Wanda. Just call him Wanda.
Wanda.
It's
Again,
totally inside joke, but
that's a joke you can get when you listen to our Dungeon World podcast here in a little while when we get that all loaded up.
Well, you did very good, Chris. 2 out of the 3. You did better than everybody else right off the gate. And all I asked for was 1. Your bonus points. I love it. And we still have a little bit of time left for my favorite new Californian, Invisible Duke, aka Henry D. Green.
yes, hi, I'm Duke, at Invisible Duke on Twitter and Instagram. Have we discovered anything new about the truth? Yes, Henry has absolutely discovered many things about the truth, especially that he has access to multiple things through the book that was given to him sometime in 1972 and somehow took him to 2002. Maybe if it was the book, he's not sure. But have we learned anything new about our characters? Yes, certainly have. Henry D. Green wasn't fearful, was gung-ho and headstrong, and this incident shook him. He was quite scared and nervous, and challenged ourselves. Absolutely. Having to make those phone calls at the end to relay that information was definitely a challenge.
Bammo, gold star for Duke.
Well, I don't get to play as often as the rest of them, so I need as many XP as I can get.
You did awesome. Thanks, Duke. I love it. Thanks for playing along. Where can the fans find you? What do you got going on?
I GM a Prowlers and Paragons actual play every other Tuesday. Unfortunately, because of moving to California last week, I won't have an episode ready this Tuesday. I should have it ready by the following Tuesday, and then hopefully we'll be back on schedule the Tuesday after that. I play in this game. I talk way too much on the Discord sometimes. Join us there. Check out at TTRP Theater on Twitter. Yeah. Join the Patreon. We have not only will you get inserted as an NPC into 4 PCs in a podcast, but we also have a monthly patron game that Curtis runs. It's a Greyhawk setting, but it's 5e rules for Dungeons and Dragons. We are actually playing a session this Sunday, which I should be able to participate in. I know that I would told you I would tell you as soon as I could, and Tara and I were talking about it earlier. I should be able to be there at least for a couple hours in the morning. Yeah, so check us out.
You could have told me.
Thanks for
5
being here.
minutes
All the
till.
clicks, do all the clickings, all the beeps and the buttons and the things that you can do to follow us, because that's the best way to get the word out about what we're doing, because we love it and we love all of you.
We do. Thank you, Duke. Thanks all of you again for coming to play this crazy game with me. And let me slowly drag you out to whatever tortures I have in store for you. You know they're coming.
It was so good.
You just don't know what they are yet.
Out of left field tonight, dude. Out of left field. It was so good.
Good.
Yeah, Krista's face when you were like, yeah, you're
It's 30 years
you're
later.
in the apartment. She's like, what year is it?
I know. I was like, what the?
Very
Wait,
unexpected.
what time is it? Oh, it's
Well,
about
My
12:30.
favorite was the
No.
Yeah, and just
incoming
for the
Tom
record,
was my favorite.
yeah, Tom. And
Oh,
that's also
Tom.
something new
Oh
that
my
you learned
God,
about all
Tom.
your characters. They all lived 30 years in Los Angeles. So
Nobody
that's
Listen,
nice.
things
Thank-
are gonna change.
Yeah, how are we gonna juggle
That's
this?
the
Oh, it's
whole
gonna be so exciting.
purpose of all this nonsense that we just went through. Things are gonna change.
Oh, and
I love
that's a good segue to thank our friends at Helmgast for putting out Cult Divinity Lost and making such an amazing game. You can go check it out and start your own at cultdivinitylost.com. My apologies for the connection issues. I'm not sure what was going on with that. I know we were dropping some frames, so thanks for those of you who hung in there with us for the rest of the show. I will patch this thing together and get it on YouTube ASAP. Thanks to Roll20 for being a virtual tabletop and not causing all of my problems tonight, or at least not that I've discovered yet. Thanks to all the musicians and artists who helped put all of this together. And like Duke said, go to our YouTube page, grab your free subscription, click the little red thing, click the little bell too if you want. They like that too. Visit our Patreon page and check out all the goodies that we have popping over there. And I won't go on anymore because we have a credit reel that I still need to update because I got to get Naboo on there, and I think there's somebody else too. But so
Boo made an appearance earlier.
yeah, so thanks Naboo for appearing. Yes,
Slings Naboo into frame.
I will have your name immortalized on the next episode. I promise. So as we like to say here at TTRP on Friday nights, good night, sweet dreams, and we love you.
Good night,
We love you.
dreams.
We love you.
There we go. All right, now stream.
We love you.
Oh no, wait, credits. In credits.
Yep. He fucked it up.
Yeah, hang on a second, because they can still hear all of us.
You can do it.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da